cut the music up. A little louder. Yeah.
Oh, hi. Forgot you were coming today. So I was just doing some hacking on my computer. I mean, some work on my computer. We can get started now. I'm Elizabeth Salander. You may recognize me from the book Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I'm in my 20s, and I live in Stockholm, which is the capital of Sweden. Part of my story will take place in Hedeby Island, which is where you'll see the story unfold. So a lot of people think I'm a freak, I'm a psychopath. I've ended up in jail a lot and gotten in a lot of trouble with the police. But the reality is I just know that people need to get what they deserve. In terms of my life, what do I do on a daily basis? I'm a private investigator, and I work on my computer. I'm a great, brilliant hacker. I just get into other people's business, and then I help writers write stories about the truth, about what these people in the society are really doing, because I know the truth. So, otherwise, my life's pretty messy. I live in a place that's a mess, and I really don't have any friends. I've never loved anyone. Okay, so here's the story. I get hired by this guy, Michael, who's working for this billionaire, trying to solve this case about this girl, Harriet. Harriet was, lost, went missing about 50 years ago. So he asked Michael, solve this case once and for all. Solve this case. So, who knows if Michael can find anything on a case 50 years old, but he's going to try because he offered him $5 million, actually. So, he finally thinks he's onto something. He's studying for months and months and looks through all these old articles and magazines and pictures of things that happened on that day when she disappeared. He finally thinks he's onto something. More help with the research. And Henrik says, well, hey, there's this really brilliant computer hacker, me. He says, you should hire her. You should work with this girl, Salander. So Michael says, all right. So I go out to Hedeby Island, which is where Henrik Wenger and Michael all are. I go out there and I help him out. Turns out that he realizes that I'm pretty brilliant when it comes to hacking, and my skills are really useful. And he treats me like a professional. He treats me like I'm smart. It's the first time anyone's ever treated me that way. So we start to become friends. We work a lot of late nights, again, looking at all these pictures and articles and just all these clues after one. Turns out we really come close to solving the mystery. We think her brother ended up killing her because we find out he's actually a serial killer. He admits to this. So we go to Martin, her brother. Turns out he didn't, and then he ends up killing himself by driving himself into a car. I chased him on a motorcycle, and that's what happened. So anyway, we end up finding out that Harriet's still alive after going through all the clues. So we find Harriet in Australia. So Henrik, the guy, this 80-year-old billionaire who hired us to solve this case, is so happy. We found his great niece. He's thrilled. So in the end, I realized that after this relationship and working closely with Michael, I'm in love with him. And that's a big deal. I've never felt that before. When we get back to Stockholm, after going to Hedeby Island to solve this case, I see him with his old girlfriend. I don't know what to do. I've really gone from somebody who, was abused and was, kind of a freak and mean to people. And I've really learned, that, Michael saw value in me. He saw I was brilliant, that I was good at what I did, and that I'm not a freak, and that there's value in me. So I've gained confidence, throughout the book, and I've seen, I can solve these cases that are really tough. So at the end, I realized, not only am I confident, do I believe in what I can do, I've also fallen in love. That's a pretty big deal. So, this book, of course, I'm in it, so I'm going to give it a pretty high rating, but I give it a 4 out of 5. It starts off pretty slow. Stieg Larsson, the author, I think he started out a little slow. The action didn't really come in until quite a few chapters in. But after the action started, I mean, it was just one thing after another. We kept finding one clue that led us to the next thing, that led us to the next thing. It was just page turner, pretty good. However, I need to warn you, this book is not for kids. This is an adult book with mature content. It is not for kids. If you want to read this book maybe when you're in college, something like that, you'll probably find it interesting. But now, sorry, adults only. So, Mrs. Gardner wanted me to come by and show you what it's like to become a character, to use things that you have at home, whatever clothes you can come up with at home, things that you can do to become your character, a little bit outside your box. So, also, you should see that there are some good presentation skills. You should be able to hear me clearly. My voice represents the voice of the character. Also, I'm making good eye contact with you. I'm giving expressions like the character would give, not just my normal self. So, I really hope that you have fun with this. Good luck. Do your best. Thanks.
Cut the music up. A little louder. Yeah. Cut the music up. A little louder.